Today's video is on me building my DIY cover for my indoor fish pond. Ruby just showed up and she's got some fish, so I'm super excited. She brought me some geos. So here they are. Why do you do your makeup on the couch and not in the bathroom?
Because I'm lazy.
So I set myself on a mission to build an indoor fish pond built out of basic lumber of 2x4s and plywood. The goal was pretty simple. I wanted to just build the largest pond possible while also having it super easy and cheap to build. So what I did was I built it to the size of a piece of plywood. It made things super simple because I didn't have to cut any of the wood because it comes at an 8-foot span. And I made the sidewalls 2 feet tall, so that means I only had to cut the plywood in half. So literally I had so minimal cuts that I could build this thing in 1 day's time. One regret I do have though is not insulating the bottom of this thing, because I could have spent a couple bucks on some home insulation and it probably would have made a big difference because I'm trying to heat this pond. So once I finished building the box out of 2x4s and plywood, I lined it with a pond liner. I decided to go with a super nice PVC pond liner that's like 30 mil thickness. And yes, you will spend some money on this. I think this was $170 for this one. So here's what we're talking about specifically in this video, guys. I'm going to attempt to build a cover on this pond. Because yes, I'm heating it to 76 to 78 degrees because that's tropical temps, and I'm keeping tropical fish in this pond. And I'm going to insulate the sides, but right now I'm concentrating on the cover because it's a huge deal because heat escapes and it rises. My choice of cover for this pond build is polycarbonate. I just did a video talking about how polycarbonate is my favorite stuff to use for aquarium covers. It's about 50 bucks a sheet. You can find it at Menards. Check out the video. I'll throw a link in the description box. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Some might say it's a little expensive, but in comparison to acrylic or like a large piece of plexiglass or that like corrugated, there's a lot of options, but I feel like this stuff is the best because it has a super clear transparency to it and it holds its strength and it's fairly priced. It's essentially what they use on the sides of greenhouses. And yes, it is a little bit expensive. That's the biggest common complaint. But in comparison to like what you're going to waste your money on, this stuff is worth it. 50 bucks a sheet. And it has a higher PAR rating, a transparency level that allows light to go through it than glass. Hear me out on this. This stuff allows more light through it than glass. Like, does that not blow your mind? So as you can see, the polycarbonate doesn't sit on this frame perfectly, but maybe I can think of like a weather stripping or some sort of way that I can kind of get it to seat on there. Because yes, I do kind of want this pretty tight fitting because all the heat that rises makes a huge difference. And if I can seal that into the pond, it'll really be an energy saver. And what I'll have to do for this heater here is kind of just nibble out a little spot in the polycarbonate where it goes. So here I marked it. This is pretty simple. I use a razor blade to cut this stuff. A lot of the videos on YouTube tell you that you have to use a table saw or special cutting equipment. I literally showed the internet that you can cut this stuff with a razor blade, and a lot of people were blown away by it. I don't know. I'm taking some pride in it. I'm gloating on it. So just allow me my fame. But yeah, nothing too complex here. What I'm literally doing is just laying some 2x4s over where I stapled down the pond liner, and that way it's giving the cover a like surface to sit on. And all this airline is kind of a nightmare to kind of manage here. So what I'm going to do is put some brackets over it. And it's going to be tough to kind of get the cover to seal around this. So hopefully I can cut it decent. And you might be wondering, well, why the heck do you have all these air pumps? What I'm doing here is I'm seeding as many sponge filters as I can for all the aquariums I'm about to set up. That way, when I set up the tanks, I can just drop in the sponge filter and it's immediately established, essentially. That's my favorite thing to do. As I build these covers for the pond, I'm kind of realizing that now that I'm closing the pond up, it kind of has less of an appeal to me. Like it's almost like you walk down to my basement and you don't immediately see a fish pond. You just see like this box. It's like almost like coffin-like, and it's like, well, if I lift the covers, the cool fish are inside, and it kind of takes away from the whole pond appeal. Because, I kind of dreamt of like cool plants growing out of it and pothos, maybe like a waterfall. But I don't know, maybe the cover idea will get trashed in a little while. I don't know what, maybe I could like build some planters that like go through it or something. But as you can see, it kind of does take away from the effect of it being a fish pond, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think of it. Would you put a cover on your pond? I can already tell that it's making a big difference, and like making a difference on the electricity bill, I should say. So I don't know. You guys got to let me know your honest opinion, because I love hearing from you guys, and that's why I make these videos. So it looks pretty good, and it's a clean setup. I'm happy with it. I'm probably going to insulate the sides as well and go full bore with like insulating this thing for energy savings. So a couple hours later, I came down, and you can already see there's condensation showing that probably means that it's trapping heat already. So, and it is holding temp pretty easily. I don't know. I'm happy with it. So, and I think that just shows you that it's holding in moisture. So it's going to keep evaporation in. And I just know it's going to save a lot of money on heat. But one thing, I got to try to fix this, like these gaps around the edges. Maybe I'm getting a little OCD with it, but I'm going to try some weather stripping. It's at this point where I realize I'm totally geeking out on like sealing up this pond, and I'm starting to kind of worry that like I'm overdoing it, because I'm an OCD type of person, and when I build something, I just go at it like crazy. I don't know. Is this too much? Am I kind of going overboard with this? I laced the edges with weather stripping in hopes that it will help seal up the lids. Honestly, it's... sometimes I think maybe I could be like putting my effort into something else right now, but that's how life works. Like, you just get so in depth with these projects. I had means to be setting up other tanks, and this pond is kind of just consuming my mind right now, and I can't fight it. It's kind of funny because I keep going back and forth with myself on this one. It's like, Chris, you had plans to heat the room, so stop wasting so much time in heating the pond and just put the effort into heating the room. That way you can ditch the heaters. I don't know. It's like plans change and things just get kind of crazy. But guys, the fish pond cover / lids turned out very well. I get OCD with this stuff, as you know, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I might need some thicker weather stripping on the edges. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this DIY cover that I built for my indoor fish pond. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. What would you have done different? Is this a stupid idea? Would you have used something else? It was tough to figure out something to use for this large indoor fish pond that would work as a cover that was also transparent to let light through.